Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel for another Deadside video, and this time for a complete base raiding tutorial. Base raiding is something that many of you have been waiting for, and it's going to be a big part of the core gameplay loop of the game moving forward. This tutorial covers everything you need to know from both the attacker's and the defender's perspective, so that you know how to get ready for all situations. Bases now have two states: not raided and raided. When not raided, the base cannot be damaged by anyone and the contents of the large crates cannot be accessed by anyone but the base owner and the registered members. Both the base owner and the registered members can also build freely within the base area. To add and manage your registered members, simply go to the land claim, press F, and then you will get a new panel that lets you add new players to the list. You can remove them, you can add them, and see how many registered members you currently have. Obviously, the other mode is the raid mode. In this mode, anyone can deal damage to the fences, the gates, the walls, the doors, the windows, the corners, the stairs, the roofs and the ceilings of your base with C4 charges. That also includes the base owner and the registered members as well, so anyone on the server can deal damage to your base. To activate the raid mode, someone who is not a registered member must first kill you. As far as I know, scavs are not included. Once killed, you have a chance of dropping what we call a raid token. The chances of dropping them can be set by the admin on the private servers as well. They can decide to have a very low chance, or they can have a very high chance, which basically guarantees that every time you would die, you will drop your token. Once dropped, the base owner will receive a notification that they just lost their token, and that will appear on the death screen. The token has a minimum lifetime of 1 hour. That's the default settings you would get on the official servers. But it can be set to 24 hours maximum by the admin on the private servers. The lifetime of the token can be checked when hovering over it from the inventory, and only the person who is picking it up can see this. There can only be one instance of the token at any given time. That means that if you die again after dropping your token, your body won't drop another token. There are three main actions you can take on the token item from the inventory. You can drop it for someone else to keep it. You can destroy it, which will notify the base owner that they can no longer be raided. And you can consume it, which will trigger the base raiding process. When consumed, the remaining lifetime of the token will be allocated to the base raiding process. So if I have a token that has a lifetime of 45 minutes left, and I decide to consume it, I will have 45 minutes to locate the base, raid the base using C4 charges to destroy the walls, and then take whatever I can. Once consumed, the base owner will obviously be notified that their base can be damaged by C4 charges, and the red zone will appear on the map for everyone to see with the time that is left to raid the base. The red zone that you see on the map gives you a vague idea of where the base is located. It could be anywhere within that zone, and it's up to you to find it and find the correct one right away. To destroy a base to access the crates, you need to use C4 charges. C4 charges are items you can craft, and it requires at least 4 explosives and a couple of other items to craft them. Explosives can be found around in the world, but you are most likely to find them at military POIs like the army bases, the FOBs and the underground bunker. You might potentially be able to find them in crates from the missions as well, especially hard and epic. I haven't tested that yet, but if someone wants to confirm that, please let me know in the comments below. C4 charges take 1 slot in your inventory and they cannot be stacked. To place a C4 charge, simply open your inventory, do a right click on one of your C4 charges and click on use. This will prompt the same system that you use when building a base. You can rotate the item, you can move it up and down, forward and backwards and so on, and it will automatically snap to surfaces. You can only place the C4 charge on surfaces that you can see to avoid obvious exploits, like placing a C4 charge behind a wall in order to get easier access to some parts of enemy bases. Once you are happy with where the C4 charge is placed, simply press F. The C4 charges can only be used to destroy the following items: the gates, the fences, the walls, the doors, the windows, the corners, the floors, the stairs, and the ceilings. Scaffolds and towers cannot be destroyed. You can place up to 5 C4 charges, and to trigger them, you can use 2 ways. You can use a remote that you can get from the trader for 50k, or you can shoot the C4 charges directly. An important thing to remember: if you place a C4 charge on a crate, it won't destroy it, it won't do anything. If you place a C4 charge on the ground next to a crate, it won't destroy it either, it won't do anything. But if you place a C4 charge on a ceiling or a floor on which a crate has been placed, it would destroy the base module, it would destroy the crate, and the entire content that was in the crate as well. So you won't get anything. So we talked about the attackers, we talked about the process of starting the raid, we talked about damaging bases. Now let's talk about defender, and let's start with the token. The token is not something you can see from your inventory in normal times. It's an item that has a chance to be created and placed in your inventory if you're a base owner or a registered member for that specific base and you get killed by another player. By the way, if that other player was part of your squad, like a random player, but was not a registered member and killed you, you could still drop your token. When dying, you will receive a notification in the middle of the death screen to let you know if you dropped your token. If nothing appears, then your base is safe because you were lucky enough to not drop your token, or your token already dropped before and you didn't pay attention. Now let's assume your entire squad got killed and all members were registered members for your base and all dropped tokens. Even if multiple tokens of the same base get used, they cannot be accumulated to extend the timer of the raid. If the tokens each have a lifetime of 1 hour maximum, only 1 hour will be allocated to the raid, no matter how many of them are being used. When you drop a token, the game will automatically try to put it in the first available slot. If your inventory is full, the game will also try to remove the first item of your inventory, most likely the one in your jacket, and it will put the item on the ground so that there is space for the token to be in the container. So let's assume the token was taken by a player who hasn't consumed the item yet to start the raid process. You can still find them, you can kill them, and you can take the item back from the inventory into yours and just wait for the item to run out of time, or you can destroy it right away. So once it's an item in your inventory, in theory you could activate the process for your own base. I don't see why you would do that unless you wanted to bait the enemy to a fake base, which I think is a valid and interesting tactic. If you prefer playing it safe and you don't want to chase the player who has the token, or maybe they activated the token, you can get ready to defend your base, and you can also respawn at your base using the respawn marker for 10 reputation points, as long as the red death circle does not overlap with where your base is located, which I feel is something that should be changed in the future. You obviously must place the respawn marker at your base so that you can actually have it as an option, but I believe as long as you have reputation points, there is no restriction on how often you can use it. You just get the normal respawn at location restriction that you get after dying, which obviously, like I said earlier, means that if you die too close to your base, you might not be able to respawn there, which I think is an interesting and not so smart design decision, and I really hope this is something that will be changed in the future. So once you're back at your base, it's all about waiting and defending. You can see how long other players have to attack your base from the map, and you cannot interact with your base like building more stuff and building more defenses or creating new walls until the raid is over. And remember that everyone can destroy your base using C4 charges. That includes you, and that includes your teammates and your registered members. So better keep an eye on everyone, especially for potential spies. Now there are a couple of problems I see with the current design of the base raiding system that I could imagine people abusing. The first one is people who know each other very well, like friends, and they play together and they kill each other in order to collect each other's token, and then they store the token in their respective bases, in their storage that nobody can access unless the raid is activated. And the problem with this is that because there is only one instance of your token, you can basically prevent anybody else from getting it and prevent everyone from making your base raidable. The other obvious challenge is people camping your base and killing you right after you left the gate. Since the respawn restriction circle will overlap or could overlap with your base, you won't be able to respawn directly at the respawn marker, which I think is a bit kind of stupid. This restriction should either be removed for the base, or there should be a system in place where you cannot drop your token for a certain amount of time after leaving your base. Anyway, that's it for this base raiding tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, I hope you found it useful, I hope you learned a couple of things, and if you did, please consider leaving a like and to subscribe to support the channel. We are getting closer and closer to the 1000 subscribers, and it would be amazing if we could hit this milestone before the end of July. I'm R.O.D. of the R.O.D. Foundation. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.